My friends, we've reached the end of the line in this study of realism and naturalism. It hasn't always been a smooth ride. We've seen some real struggles, real disappointments, real challenges, real life. In today's video, we're going to review the context and characteristics of this literary movement. Then we'll take a little trip down memory lane and review the authors and works that carried us from the late 19th century into the early 20th century. And finally, you'll learn about your final project for this unit. Okay, folks, are you ready? One last time, let's get real! As you recall, realism and naturalism were two closely related movements. It all started with realists who were so over the imagination and emotion of the Romantics and the idealism of the Transcendentalists. They wanted art to represent real life. Remember, this movement began just after the Civil War, when division, death, and destruction had touched so many American lives. Add to that the assassination of a president, American industrialism, economic disparity, and the rise of the working class, and, well, there was a lot of real stuff weighing people down, and that was reflected in literature. Naturalism was like realism on turbocharge, examining and exploring the forces that confronted people. For naturalists, heredity and environment controlled human experience and human behavior. Characters are victims of what life throws at them, and let's hope they have what it takes to survive. Pretty heavy perspective. So just what do you remember about the authors and works that represent this movement? First, we met Paul Laurence Dunbar from Dayton, Ohio. The son of formerly enslaved parents, he watched the rise of segregation and Jim Crow laws. His poems like We Wear the Mask described the real pain carried around by people who had to pretend to be content. Next up was Mark Twain, who grew up in Missouri along the Mississippi River. He wrote regional tales that reflected the experiences of his youth while adding humor and satire to cleverly critique social norms. Stephen Crane, a naturalist, was born in New Jersey. His story, The Open Boat, explored the reactions of 4 passengers on a small boat who struggled to survive against the stormy sea. Jack London, a Californian, set many of his stories in the snowy North Country, where man and animal relied on their instincts to survive against harsh conditions. And although her characters don't battle with nature, Kate Chopin is considered a naturalist as well, because her Louisiana characters are females who are helpless against the forces of social norms and gender expectations. Edith Wharton, who grew up among New York's wealthy elite, wrote about the realistic challenges faced by people who had to follow a strict social code rather than follow their hearts. Willa Cather wrote of the Nebraska frontier and the brave souls, American pioneers and immigrants in search of a fresh start, who carved a life from the rugged land and did what was necessary to survive. We learned about Edgar Lee Masters, the Illinois lawyer who never gave up on his dream of writing. Spoon River Anthology, his collection of free verse poems, styled as epitaphs, revealed the gritty and often disappointing reality of small-town life. And finally, from Maryland, we met Upton Sinclair, who was a muckraker journalist who exposed the harsh working conditions and unsanitary practices of the Chicago meatpacking industry. Take a look at this map. These authors come from all across the country and each represent a region within the United States. They understood the challenges faced by real people, right where they lived. As we wrap up this unit, your final culminating assignment is going to be an analytical essay. You'll be given 3 prompts to choose from. Once you've selected your prompt, you'll decide on a minimum of 3 works to use in building your analysis. You'll read back through these works to gather evidence related to the prompt that you've selected. You'll plan and organize your essay, which will have an introductory paragraph, 2 to 4 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. Then, you'll write an essay that analyzes the way themes are developed or a purpose is achieved. Your PDF will guide your writing process throughout the week, and you'll get a refresher on MLA format so that your writing style and text citations meet a well-established standard. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the 3 prompts you'll be choosing from, and you can start the decision-making process. Prompt number 1. Analyze the use of characterization, setting, and conflict to develop key themes of realism and naturalism in American literature. Prompt number 2. Analyze the use of irony, satire, and symbolism to develop key themes of realism and naturalism in American literature. And prompt number 3. Analyze the ways in which literature provided social commentary during America's period of realism and naturalism. Okay, let's think about how you might organize your essay. Let's say you choose prompt number 1. Your introduction would engage your reader, mention the authors and/or the works you'll be referencing, and make a strong thesis statement that addresses the prompt. You might have 3 body paragraphs, one about characterization, one about setting, and one about conflict. In each body paragraph, you'd make a claim and support it with textual evidence and sound reasoning. Or you might choose to structure your essay so that each body paragraph examines a different author's work, examining how each one develops themes through the use of these elements. No matter how you organize your essay, be sure to include plenty of textual evidence. You can use a combination of paraphrasing and inserting direct quotes in in-text citations. What if you select prompt number 2? What's one way you might organize this one? Maybe you could plan for 3 body paragraphs, one about irony, one about symbolism, and one about satire. Or again, you could dedicate each body paragraph to a different author or to a different work. The most open-ended prompt is number 3. The end goal is to focus on social commentary, but the ways in which it's developed are up to you to name. Maybe each of your body paragraphs will explore a different author's techniques, like Twain's satire, London's adventure, and Sinclair's investigative work. Or maybe you'll decide to explore social issues that are specific to particular regions or social contexts of particular groups. The way you organize your essay is up to you. Just remember to stay focused, stay organized, build a strong argument, and use plenty of textual evidence and sound reasoning to support your claims. After today's video, head on over to your PDF to review material from Unit 4 and select your prompt. You'll follow up with some online practice. Each day, your PDF will guide you through the writing process, and your daily online practice will help you prepare for Day 5's unit assessment. Alright friends, it's time for you to dive in and complete this unit on realism and naturalism. I hope that you've enjoyed this journey as much as I have. It's been real.